I'm Carl.
I'm Angelo, aka Nisa, Longga.
And we wrote a piece called COVID to talk about our experiences from last year all the way up to now.
Oh, I'm doing that for myself. Okay.
Alright. And this poem, the first part of it is we use words that start with CO as much as we could. So that's the co part of this. So March 2020, we thought our visions have died. The phrase 2020 vision wasn't a lie, it was 100%. If anything, we've seen everything much more clearly. But it was too much to process, but since then, we made progress.
Congress debating back and forth about COVID liability, protection bills, lack of concern for small businesses in our community, risking workers of their immunity. We're worth more than a 9 to 5. Consider us essential, but these wages ain't enough to survive.
Collide. I was afraid of the country suddenly stopping. I was afraid of anyone suddenly coughing. Computer and a bottle of cognac was my corrosive combination, while I was constantly looking up COVID-19's bodily complications.
Contemplating how we supposed to live under new conditions. All day boredom causing to form new addictions. Copping hella toilet paper became a foolish competition. Thinking how can we resolve this apparent contradiction?
On the contrary, commuting to work was out, corporations shutting down, so my income was no longer coming in or around. The money in my account would help me 2 months count, so I was cooking and drinking while I was comfy on the couch.
Comfy on the couch while my anxiety's running routes. Couldn't cope with the loneliness being in a social drought. Tired and uninspired after live concerts were no more, grieving the loss of a legend who conquered the ball court.
The Calabasas copter crash was still in my conscience hard, while bigots and cops were still zooming in. I ain't talking no conference call. No longer concealing the nation's conflict. I was confused if we should march. We were cooped up since March.
Confrontations arise, contesting of black lives. Complex conversations with relatives can't see eye to eye. Losing confidence in those who we thought to confide in. Seems that we only work together when our views coincide.
With my loved ones, we were cozy and combatant. Coped with exercise, consistently contacting our companions. Got creative with coordination and collaborations. I sent song concepts through email, concocting and communicating.
And Corona wasn't the only virus that I was dealing with. Spent 2 years lying to myself that I was feeling it. Dealing with a relationship that refused to comprehend. Instead of choosing respect, he constantly chose to condescend. And I'm not talking about him, don't worry. It's past.
It was hard to be composed, so we leaned on codependence. I still wore a mask cover even when the code was lifted. And I confess that my connection to my reflection got some help as I condemned and concerned over my country. I looked in the mirror and asked, in order to heal and be better collectively, how do you see yourself?